Very good. Very good.
I don't have it. Screws fall out all the time. The world's in a perfect place.
Very good.
I don't have it. Screws fall out all the time. The world's in a perfect place. Man.
Every damn night?
Every night, Mitch. I ain't playing with you.
On the
I
telephone?
don't have it. Screws fall out all the time.
This boy talking about on the telephone, man.
Man,
What's that? Goddamn, we know there's a telephone, boy. What the heck?
Crazy, insane.
Insane?
I don't have it. Screws fall out all the time. The world's in a perfect place.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Liberty King Mike L. This is Legit Paranormal Clips. Yes, that means it's Thursday night. Brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. It is March 2nd, 2023. Do I have to even say what is special about today's date for the math geeks? 0302 2023. Oh, the numbers are all there. There's just one extra zero. It's just the numbers are all there. You're just off. Joining me from Block Island Ghost Tours, man, myth, legend, Ghost Island, Block Island Rick, Ghost Rick. What's up, Rick?
What up, Mike? How you doing, brother?
I'm having a hell of a time. I'm having a swell time. Actually, I'm having a hell of a time. That date is just too many threes, twos, and zeros, man. It just bothers me. Have you been watching any clips in your spare time?
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time watching clips. You know,
I figured that would happen. Yeah, I figured that would happen.
yeah.
We all
Too
go
many.
down like different wormholes. You know what I mean? Like where you start like you think of something and then you really start to do it. Next thing you know, you're like 2, 3 puppets in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, most winters it's JFK or so I'm glad it's a little paranormal clips these days.
All right, joining us with a dog. Oh, there he is.
Hi.
Roxanne Jasparro. What's up, Roxanne?
Good evening, everyone. Say hi, Blue. Say hi.
Are we supposed to say hi, Blue? Oh
Yeah, she's gonna tell me what she thinks about the clips tonight.
Don't make me jealous. I'll go have to get the big guy. I can't sit him on my lap though. So Roxanne, have you been watching clips or staying away from them?
How am I supposed to answer this?
Honestly, probably that'd be the best way I would do it.
All the dogs are coming on tonight. They want me to say. Yes, I have. I'm just kidding. Of course. I watch stuff all the time. I actually had a client tonight just send me something. She wanted me to look at her cameras to see what the heck it was because she goes, it definitely wasn't dust or a bug. So I haven't even got to click on that, but I've been getting them.
So the wormhole I went down was I didn't want to watch clips because I don't want to watch anything that way. I don't see anything and then my small head gets clouded. I'd rather just, steam ahead. But I went down a rabbit hole of like Ring cameras and what they recorded and what they've seen. And those are just scary. If you want to talk scary, those are scary. Have you guys seen those?
Oh, yes. I have Ring cameras at the spa in Block Island, and I have Ring cameras here at my store. And the stuff that I've caught on them is pretty crazy.
Rick?
I haven't.
No? Nothing?
Wait, we're going to have to, I think I might have 2 extra Ring cameras. I'm going to have to put it up at Ghost Tours.
All right. One at Soda, one at Ghost Tours.
Exactly. In the laundromat. We can catch our friend.
I don't know what that meant. So
Inside Block Island joke.
No, I get that. I get that part. I just saying I don't get that. This I'm about to show you is what I consider one of the scariest 2 minutes and 50 seconds worth of a Ring door cam.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? What? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain? Sure.
So, how are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about TV show. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rape her and kill her. Can you have her open the door? I'm going to rape and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
Scary as it gets for me. That's as scary as it gets for me. I mean, that, look, first of all, who is he talking to? Because he kept going, you sure? You sure? Or, so the background of that story, guys, it's 4:30 in the morning, I believe, right? 4:30 in the morning. He was caught wandering. He had a machete in the bag. And he was claiming to be possessed. I think he was just shit out of his mind, drunk. Roxy, you watched that video, right?
Yeah.
The blankness in his repeating of stuff. That's scary, right?
Well, it was, so immediately I always go to logical first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go right into, oh my God, and that fear builds. And I go, okay, let me look at this logically.
But even logically, it's scary, is what I'm saying. Just the way he was doing, his cadence was just downright.
Well,
scary.
no, his frequency was obviously not on what I would call like a normal human range of knocking on a door, asking for someone to come to the door. It was not. It obviously had some repetitive things, and it had some, obviously mentally he was being disturbed, whether he was being disturbed by an entity or his own entities. Okay. He was being disturbed. The one thing I would say right away, Ring cameras, you can talk through them, see them. I've scared a few people by ringing, even Holly. Sorry, Holly, if you're watching. So you can talk through, and a lot of people don't know you can, but you can talk through Ring cameras. So, and the doorbell one. So you could look at it on your phone, and then you could say like whatever you want. So I could tell he was getting some kind of response. It might've been like a low response. But even so, his repetitiveness was off. And the one thing I did notice, if you went back into the clip and just zoomed in on his eyes, certain energies or entities that do fraction in and out of us, they have like this fuzziness to them. And I'd have to look at that clip and zoom in on it to make sure it's not the way the camera's picking it up. But his eyes had this certain frequency energy. The eyes looked black, and they didn't look right to me. No. And then you could see the energy coming out of him was not normal. Now, we can create our own frequency when not in the right mental state too. But to me, and I've seen some things, I would have a little bit more on, maybe he was.
Rick, let me ask you this. Would you have said something as the guy's walking away? Isn't that like the worst time to say something?
Yeah. Let that guy go next time.
Yeah.
Don't bring them back.
Why would you get tough when the guy turns to walk away, when the crazy man walks away? Why would you get tough and say, "Hey, like get out of here"? Like he's already getting out of there.
Yeah, no, bad timing.
Yeah, I was just.
I was so focused on looking at his body language and the energy around him that the camera was capturing that I forgot to say, like, was he saying like he was going to rape and kill the woman that comes to the door? Was that after he?
No, after the guy came. Yeah, if the guy didn't say, "Hey," like in other words, if someone's walking away from my house, I don't say, "Hey, get out of here."
Right.
It's already been done. So I just shut up.
He didn't say get out of here. He said, "I'll let you in."
No. He says, "Hey, get out of here." He was like, "Hey, who are you? Get out of here." That's what he told the guy. Like he re-brought up the whole conversation.
Oh, sorry. I thought he said come here or something.
No, he didn't want the guy to come here. He was definitely not. You don't want that guy to come there. That guy had a beard that makes me scared. Like he was terrifying looking. He looked like that's the last guy I want to deal with. You know what I mean? I just
What do
being
you think,
serious.
Flo? Were you scared?
She's a husky. She don't care.
She was scared.
She pulls sleds. On the ring thing, this is where it's got me, and I'm bringing it around. But so this is just the second one that is a classic one. I'm gonna let the person speak over it because what happens here is, imagine you're a parent and you see a home invasion and your kids are home.
It's a brazen home invasion. 2 armed men burst into a house in Pasadena, Texas. 3 victims are ordered to the floor. Then, one suspect lifts one young lady by her hair and orders her to another part of the house. As the terrifying invasion unfolds, the parents, who are out for the evening, watch in horror on their Ring Camera cell phone app.
Hey, who's in my house? I got you on camera.
The cops are on the way.
The cops are on their way. My neighbors are there. They're calling the cops right now. Y'all better get out of my house. Y'all better get out of my house now.
It is a terrifying incident. If you watch the video there, you can see what a traumatic.
Oh, thank you to Inside Edition, who I did not know was still in business. Like, thank you that I now know you're still around. I didn't know Inside Edition was still around, right? I thought they went away with extra. So now let me put you guys in this situation. Do you think that the parents handled that well on the other end of the ring? Like, is that what they should have said, Roxanne?
I don't know. I probably, to me, I wouldn't want to instigate them. Like they could have just shot him and ran. That kind of how I would have taken it. I would have watched it and then obviously had the cops coming and then not warned them. But then I guess that other approach may have worked either too. It's in Texas. So
I don't think it was strong enough, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, I think it was a little mealy mouth in other words, all of a sudden this voice breaks out and it's like, like, y'all get out of there. Like I can see you. Like, these aren't really that scary of words to these kids. Rick, how would you have, I'm going to ask you this. This is a crazy question for you to answer. How would you have spoke to these people that are in your house and they've got everybody captive? What would you say? What would you say to them? What words come out to your head? Anything?
I have no idea. That's any parent's worst nightmare, right there.
I'll tell you right now what it would be. It would be get out of the house. If you touch a single hair in anyone else's head, I think I would go right into that because I don't think the person I would have freaked out. Like, I'm just trying to be honest with this. Like, I see this. I'm not like, y'all get out of my house. Like, I mean, I would never say y'all. It just would never happen.
You just channeled Texas.
I keep hearing that person's voice. Y'all get out of the house. It's just like, no, like, it wasn't that strong. I feel like a New York accent was needed. Like, get the out of my house, guy. Like,
Or.
All right, or.
I'm going to give you 2 seconds. You no good piece of bleep from Home Alone. I probably would have played that on the phone, and then you heard gunshots.
Yep. I don't know if I would have played the gunshots because I don't want to start like a thing. And here's why I would have never alerted the police and not told them, because I don't want a standoff.
Right.
So I want to get them out of the house immediately.
Yeah, police are on their way.
You got to scare them to death so they leave and don't touch anybody. You know what I mean? And they were wearing horrible ski masks. That's just a horrible video. All right. So now this is right, this one's a horror one. Let me.
Southwest Bakersfield, a 23 ABC viewer sent this.
All right, this one I love because there's this one and another one, and I'm gonna play the other one first because not only do I love the footage that they show, but I am a sucker for like local, like small town news channels. Oh, I love their broadcast better than anybody else's news. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just try to be too much. That's
Southwest Bakersfield, a 23 ABC viewer sent this to our newsroom. You tell us what you think it is. Right here, ready? Right there. Bakersfield resident Tim Harvey sent it from his Ring camera. He lives in Hagen Oaks off Ming and Versace Drive. Says that the object descended from the south beyond the trees, and as you could see it in that video, then sort of whips through the sky right there in an instant.
I'm going to show it again just because they talk too much, and I want you to actually see it. And then what they're going to discuss is that it came from the south through the trees. They actually couldn't come up with an explanation, nor could they find it that it landed. And they kept freezing the trails. That's what they want you to pay attention to, is the trail. I think it's an asteroid. Like, that's the first thing I think of. Rick, what's the first thing you think of?
Firefly.
Wow, that's small thinking. All right, Roxanne, what did you think?
A firework.
Firework. All right, I'm thinking an asteroid. I'm going big. Let's go. One more time.
Southwest Bakersfield, a 23 ABC viewer sent this to our newsroom. You tell us what you think it is. Right here, ready? Right there. Bakersfield resident Tim Harvey sent it from his Ring camera. He lives in Hagen Oaks off Ming and Versace Drive. Says that the object descended from the south beyond the trees, and as you could see it in that video, then sort of whips through the sky right there in an instant.
Firework? Yeah?
I still think it's a firefly. I think it's one of those forced propulsion things. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Hold on.
When you put the little thing up front, it makes it look like.
No. Wait, hold on.
Get the dictionary, Mike.
Self-proportion? Hold on.
Can we get the dictionary?
I'm trying to get to the S's. Hold on.
I only have our books back here.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say it's not a firefly. I don't think that could be a firefly. You're
Just
saying
the trail behind it.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a trail that you would see from a plane, from a jet, from or some
asteroid?
Kind of firework. It could be an asteroid. I have to go and see what an asteroid looks like flying through the sky. I've never seen one, so could be. Yes. I mean, the way it flies in is really unique.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of sometimes fireworks do weird things. You try to get them to go one way and they do this weird loopy thing.
I used to get shot at. My brother would shoot at me with the Roman candles. So yeah, I know all about fireworks. And
that might be a Roman camel. Can't I say camel?
Roman camel. Well, it would be a Roman camel, maybe, but then again, you'd have to aim the Roman camel over the trees. And by what Rick's saying, the whole proportional this and that magazine, whatever that's called, is off. So you can't really tell if it's close to the camera, if it's far away, right? That's basically what we're saying, right, Rick?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't know what I just said, but I'm with
the
you.
magazine.
It sounded really good. It sounded good.
All right. All right. So now this is orbs. Now light orbs.
ADHD's kicking in.
I don't know what people think about light orbs. So I have never thought that a light orb was nothing but dust. I've had a hard time with orbs. Everyone else says they're orbs. That's fine. An orb is one of those things that I really need to see, like because I don't know why, but if I had like a prejudice in the paranormal world, I'd be prejudiced against orbs. I don't like them. I don't think they're interesting. I think they're just always dust and light. So wait, we'll see.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video.
Wait, this little girl. Sorry, I love this. I love her. What's a good word for her? Spunk? Her
panache.
Yeah.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video to show you this morning that was captured on a Roanoke surveillance camera overnight. Take a look at this. Now, the owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, is baffled by that glowing orb there moving across her porch. So she received an alert on her phone from her security system that motion was detected, and this is when it started to record. And you can see that orb of light there that kind of looks like a big old pigeon that's glowing, moving across her porch, which has people on social media speculating all kinds of crazy things. It's been really fun. In this second video, she sent the first one. Okay, there we go. That second video that we're talking about, that's a similar orb of light that's bouncing around in the middle of the top left corner there. She says this is unlike anything she's seen on her camera before. So she's pretty clear that it's not a bug, but it's just fun to speculate what it actually is. I don't know. I think it's either some crazy monster spider or a ghost. Either way. Can't be anything but, right?
That one right there kind of looks like the movie Flubber. Where it's just bouncing around.
It's a flubber ghost.
It's radioactive flubber. There you go.
Oh my God. So I posted this on my Facebook page. Tell us what you think it is. We've had fun with this morning.
But that first.
All right. Before you talk about the light. Flubber, the best joke that guy could come up with, waiting that whole time watching that light dance before break, was to compare it to Flubber. Does anybody even know what Flubber is? Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever bothered Flubber? Anyone? Roxy, Flubber? You don't even know what it means? That joke? Okay. What do you think of the light? Because here's the thing. At first, it looked just like a pigeon that was like letting off little pigeons.
Yes. Like little ducks.
Yes. That's all it looked like. It was walking that way. And maybe they were just underneath her, right? Wouldn't a duck have the babies underneath her?
Or what is some other things like animals would expel maybe walking?
I don't know. I never really saw an animal expel walking. Dog.
You ever seen an animal go to the bathroom and then walk away from it and go to the bathroom again and then walk away from it?
Yeah, but then that would mean that he was going to the bathroom and what he was doing was walking with them. You know what I mean? Because those things were definitely moving with the main light. And then at the end, I thought it was just a flashlight. Rick?
I have no idea. I definitely didn't see anything going to the bathroom.
Oh, too funny.
Yeah, it was strange, but I have no idea.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video to show you this morning that was captured on a Roanoke surveillance camera overnight. Take a look at this. Now, the owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, is baffled by that glowing orb there moving across her porch. So she received an alert on her phone from her security system that motion was detected, and this is when it started to...
All right. Here's the problem I have with that first one. The two sets of drop-offs that thing makes move identically in time with each other. In other words, that's like a reflection. Like whatever she drops off, those two little... Let's just talk about how on Easter they have those little things now that poop candy. Like,
see,
that's what they sell. You go like this, and then like, a jelly bean drops out or something stupid like that. But just humor me for a second. Watch how they both.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video to show you this morning that was captured on a Roanoke surveillance camera overnight. Take a look at this. Now, the owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, is baffled by that glowing orb there moving across her porch. So she received an alert on her phone from her security system that motion was detected.
See what I'm saying right there?
All right. I think I know there might be something. If you go back and look at that film, if you go towards the right of the video, it looks like someone might be using a flashlight or something that's a reflective, and it's making that thing look like that. I'm thinking.
Rick, what do you think? Because, I mean, like, those two things, such a drop-off, they definitely did walk in sync, right? Or back street?
Yeah, there's something there, obviously. Whether it be the phantom pooper or not, that's where I get a...
I try to steer us in the right direction, and he says phantom pooper. I'm not to blame. Yeah, if that was like it's got to be a bird, I would think, or a flashlight. I think that's all.
Well, back and look at the clip and see if you can see what I'm talking about with the flashlight.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video to show you this morning that was captured on a Roanoke surveillance camera overnight. Take a look at this. Now, the owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, is baffled by that glowing orb there moving across her porch. So she received an alert on her phone from her security system. Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video.
Jesus, Christopher, you're 100% right. There's a flashlight to the right. There's a flashlight to the right.
Just in time for Halloween, we have a fun, mysterious video to show you this morning that was captured on a Roanoke surveillance camera overnight. Take a look at this. Now, the owner, who wanted to remain anonymous, is baffled by that glowing orb there moving across her porch. So she received an alert on her phone from her security system that motion was detected.
Worried about the 3 orbs that are on the right, right? Where they look like there's 2 up in the top and the flashlight on the bottom. That doesn't make sense. Now it's not.
There could be reflective things in that porchway that are creating kind of like a prism. You know, like when you have multiple things, because those other 2 things flying by very well could be a bug or something, or a light reflecting.
Or even when you're shutting like a glass door and you see the reflection, you know what I mean? You can see the reflection moving because you're shutting the glass door.
Right. And they definitely were recording it. So obviously if it was on the Ring camera, Ring cameras do have this light that kind of goes on, a blue light when it starts to record, which if they are using a flashlight to bring the light in, it looked like it was through a door or something. And you got, I don't know. I think it was created. That's my final answer.
I almost think that somebody shined the flashlight on a duck that had 2 small ducklings with it. And then that's just a reflection the second time on the screen of it being of those things walking again. Because that was computerized at the end. Like that timing was too exact in my book. All right. As far as orbs, though, let me ask this. So I do speak for the dumb. That's part of my one of the organizations I like to promote. I raise money for the dumb, try to make us a little more intelligent. Rick, what's an orb?
Traditionally, when it comes to paranormal, I think it's just the capture of energy, something that you can pick up optically.
Okay. That was a very precise answer. I don't know if I agree, but precise. Roxanne, what is an orb?
So an orb is an energy that moves, okay? And when that energy moves, it should create, it's not perfect. So if you see insects and things like that, they're right here on our physical plane, and you will see a solid and you'll see a certain energy around it. When it's an actual energy orb that you can't see with your physical eyes, you'll see kind of like an outer things that are, it's like moving with nature and other energies. It's just different.
All right.
Mike,
good.
We have a spot on one of our stops on the tours that I encourage people to take pictures on. It was the site of a plane crash that happened in 1995. And if there are 10 people there and I say, listen, just take your cameras out, take some pictures, I guarantee that at least 2 out of the 10 people will have an orb in that picture.
So, all right. It's again, I'm prejudiced against orbs. I have a hard time with orbs because I just think to myself, couldn't you come up with a better shape? Like, could you not like connect strong enough where it's not this blob? Like, I've never seen one. I don't want to see one, but I always think that it's just like an optic illusion, like something that's light and that's bouncing around. Why am I wrong, Roxanne?
I mean, at the same time, I didn't quite understand them until I've actually physically saw them. Okay. And then also captured them on film. A lot of times, though, it is dust, it is bugs, it is different things, dust bunnies, what we call whatever. You can tell a difference when it's an orb because, like, it will move and then it does this weird thing and it slows down. And if you're able to zoom in on it, you'll see that the light is actually expanding. And if you're able to catch one that fully starts to manifest into a spirit, then you will see why it manifests.
Okay. All right. I'll go with you guys on the orb.
Majority of like what we, are in cellular data is like circles, right?
Figure eights, maybe.
Yeah.
I just have, you know, it's I guess it's just the Blob sense of it. You know what I mean? Like my least favorite horror movie or like horror movie character of all time is the Blob. Just a dumb concept. Like I don't even like jelly. So let me just start there. Let's walk through this one. This is one that I was talking about the other night. We were actually talking about tanning a certain part of your body to get testosterone. I don't even want to go into that, but this is the video I was talking about, the original Tic Tac, not TikTok. Just Roxanne, what I want you to do is I want you to listen to the pilot's voices and tell me, is it staged? How are they really feeling? Because I'm being dead serious.
Girl going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Fighter pilots from the USS Nimitz flying Super Hornets encountered an aerial object that was described as 40 feet long and shaped like a tic tac. The object flying a random pattern, appearing at 80,000 feet, and then dove to 20,000 feet at incredible speed. The radar controller at the nearby USS Princeton was able to follow the alien aircraft for a few minutes before disappearing.
Now, that's the video that became famous because they got the pilots talking about what they were seeing and how fast it was moving and how it changed direction and how it dove into the ocean, which is what pilots have been saying forever. Now, I want to know, as a medium, when you're listening to those pilots when they were talking and they're shocking what they were seeing, they're saying that it's really 40 feet long. This is something worth knowing about. What do you think? Want to hear it again?
Yeah.
All right.
Girl going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Fighter pilots from the USS Nimitz flying Super Hornets encountered an aerial object that was described as 40 feet long and shaped like a tic tac. The object.
Thoughts?
I love those. I love those videos. I've seen that video a 1,000 times. And it's amazing to me that, people have been looking for UFOs. We had Project Blue Book. We had all these programs throughout history. And then last year, the U.S. government comes out and says, all right, listen, it was all true. And the world just was like, okay, and then went back on their daily routines, I've heard a lot of
before she loses it, Roxanne, their voices, were they? Was that stage? Were they telling the truth about how shocked they were being in the air with that?
I don't know. I was a little I don't know. My first impression was I felt like there was two videos overlapped. That was my personal opinion right off the bat. So
it does switch angles. Like the first time they're talking about it is different than the second time they're talking about it. It's different.
It's different cameras.
Different cameras. But the thing was that, I
feel like I think they definitely saw something and they didn't know what it was. Yes, based off their voice, I definitely feel like they were like, "Oh, what's this?" I would have loved to hear more of what was recorded from them, but it did seem it seemed genuine to me.
Because you know what, Rick, that's what I worry about the most with that video. Because look, if you're going to tell me that fighter pilots are really worried about this thing and how it's moving, and they can't quite explain that it's going into the wind at what, 100 miles an hour, was something like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying. So I almost wish they're staging this for something, but obviously they're probably not. So what are your thoughts on this video?
Well, it's either they are staging it because there's some kind of technology that somebody has that nobody else has, and they're trying to hide it, or it's happening so frequently that they figure that it's going to get out there anyways. The thing that bothers me is, these $1 billion, airplanes have cameras that are great on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they only put out this grainy shots of these things.
Yep.
But I mean, they're telling us that there's stuff out there that we don't know what it is.
Well, they're using night cameras, I guess. What they're see, they always do that. They'll never catch it in the daytime. They always catch it with night cameras. They can always pick up the heat, that type of stuff. They're not gonna never get. No guy's gonna pop out his iPhone and like get you real good video. They're just gonna get you ones at night. Like Roxanne, what did you think? Like in general, just
I was wondering if that was like an iPhone video or something.
No, that's two different cameras. One's an infrared camera and one's some other kind of their defense camera. It was actually locking in on it. So they can scroll through the different cameras that they have at the front of their jets. The coolest part of that story, I think the pilot's name is David Frazier. There's a spot that they when they're doing routines like that and missions like that after their routine is done, they go and they meet at a certain point in the sky, and that point is only the pilots and only the people in the boat need to know. So that ship or whatever that was disappeared for a while, and when they were going to meet at that point, that ship or whatever that thing was actually at their meeting point ahead of them. Like 50, 60 miles or whatever it was. So it's definitely something intelligent. What it is, I don't know.
See, it's great to get a grasp on this too, or be ahead of the curve with this, because again, if you're going to tell me that in one breath that we've all of a sudden found all these new floating objects just because this administration decided to look at that part of the sky, I don't even know how that makes sense. Like, I just keep saying that to myself, and I don't know how anybody bought that answer. Like, oh, we just checked more of the sky. Like, I was like, what? What were they doing before? Like, well, why weren't they checking all this? Like, doesn't it make sense to check all the sky? Anyways, so if these things are happening, what's the significance of the ocean? Why does it always seem like, now, it could be because if it's a what are they called? What the teenagers have? Drone. And you want to get rid of it. Best way to get rid of it, like a body in the ocean. We know this. So what I'm saying is, A, it could be a great way to get rid of it. B, there's still something scary about them seeing them come out of the ocean. So, Rock, your thoughts on that?
I do believe that there's something kind of going on in the ocean that we don't know about. Yes. Especially the fact we think about how humans are created in a womb and looking like fish with gills, and how humans evolve in the womb. And then the first time we actually take breath is when we come out, with our actual lungs. So we all start off everything in the water. So wouldn't it make logical sense to believe that maybe there's some things in the water?
Well, I mean, I think we know that the water is got things in it that we've just never seen yet. Like,
and our bodies are made up of 86% of it.
Yeah, I never bought that. I never understood that. I never figured that out.
Can't buy it. It's science.
No, I get that part of it.
Blood's really blue. It's not even red. It's only red because when oxygen hits it.
All right. Here's my thing, though. So
I think we're all mermaids and mermans.
If I'm only 14% not water, that doesn't even make sense to me, because just my like, what about my hair and my beard, and then like just 1 foot? Just the skin of a foot seems like it would be at least a good 10%. Like, I don't get the whole 86% water. I've never figured that out. People always say that we're made up of 86% water. And I just think we should be more jelly-like. We'd be more like back to the blob. It'd be more like
pretty jelly-ish.
We are kind of jelly-ish, especially as we expand.
Especially at the end of winter.
At the end of winter, you're like, whoa, what's that jelly roll?
Go back to the blob. But yeah, that's the right after Christmas shock to me.
Yes.
That's what happens to me. It's because, like, whatever pants I was wearing or whatever belt buckle I was using at that time, right after Christmas, doesn't seem to fit. I don't know. It could be the fact that it's just after Christmas. Could be the fact that I shoved my face like a fool.
And this is my other theory on the water thing.
Go ahead.
Is that there are so much about the water that we don't explore, and our technology obviously has gotten a lot better, but what better place to hide?
Only 5% is searched.
Right, but land is.
Yeah.
You know, there's still some land, some species and things like that are still haven't.
Yeah, the Amazon.
But places that people like, whoa, there's just way too many scary. Like the life cycle is just real quick about eating everyone. I'm gonna stay out of there. Or ecosystem you don't know much about.
Well, because what's scary is, right, that like if anything, fish and stuff like that adapt, right, over time. So you would think that those really bottom, low areas that we can't even get like a camera down because it implodes. You would think
For a
that there's
reason.
yeah, but you would think that there's probably a fish or something that has adapted.
Of course there is.
Right, Rick?
Oh, yeah.
To live in that area because there's food there for itself. It's got its own ecosystem. I would think it's got its own ecosystem. That's what I would worry about.
I mean, they're finding life in volcanic material nowadays, acidic material. There's something. It's not a woolly bear, but it's something bear that can live in basically lava or an acid environment. So to think that you can't live in the bottom of the ocean is silly.
Right.
Well, yeah. No, it's silly. I couldn't live in the bottom of the ocean. I'll tell you that much. I have a hard time holding my breath.
We've evolved to land.
Yeah. I don't even like them open my eyes into the water, if I'm being honest. I don't. Not in a pool, not in the ocean. So
Not
I'm
in a
waiting.
tree, not with a fox.
Nope, not with a box, not with yeah, I once made a rap version of that. It's horrible, but it's pretty funny. So I'm waiting for Cyn, C-Y-N. I'm gonna guess it's short for Cynthia or Cindy. I'll say Cynthia. But so here's what we got from her. They're EVPs. Here's the problem I'm having. I don't know what's being said because at first I thought what's written on the screen is what's being said, but that's just their tagline they put on all videos. Like, you know what I mean? That's just something they write. So you're gonna have to really pay attention and see what you hear from this EVP number 1. Hold on again. Anybody hear anything at all?
I did, but you need to say it again because I thought I heard a swear before I say it.
Yeah, I was going to say it too, but go ahead. All right, I'm going to give it one more time, and I'll tell you what I'm going to think. This sounds like Pictionary.
Do I have to say it?
I don't want to say what I thought they said. I'm going to say they said what British people call a cigarette. Yeah, but the whole thing set out with the T. They stuck the T like a landing, like, you know, the clan was all there.
Yes.
That's what I heard. That's how I heard.
Me too. Like, you want to get.
Yeah, they stuck the T. They hard on the T. Made sure you knew what the word is. Let's listen again, because I'm.
It sounds like we're getting FUCKED.
Okay.
Or funked. Funked. Could be funked.
Oh, yeah. Could be Sweet Eyed Peas. Hold on.
Get funked.
No.
Funked. It could be Funky Town.
No. I'm going to say no. We're getting. Yeah.
I'm trying to be PJ.
No, I know, but it's definitely it's not what I first thought the F word was, because there's so many F words nowadays. Like, there's so many words that you say the F word, it's like 4 or 5 words. And I don't even know how to keep up. But I think we're getting FUCK'd.
Yes. I heard that clear as day.
Rick, do you hear that? We'll do it one more time. You tell me if you hear
it. Yeah.
Right?
Once you hear that, see, that's the problem with like someone like her.
Problem.
You don't know if she's like she heard that and now we hear it, or she's putting it in our brains and now we're just gonna repeat whatever Roxanne says, because you never know. Like, you never know when you're dealing with her.
I can do that. Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. I think we're getting FUCK'd. I can't get off that. I hope we have her
where,
on.
like the way it's like where, like it sounds like more new age. Hey, don't hit the computer. Get down.
Yeah,
what do you think? Blue thinks it too.
It's a beautiful dog. Makes me jealous of my EVP 2.
So they can sleep easier without having
Problem with this one.
Oh, there was two things in there. One sound like
Exactly.
How do you say that nicely?
That's
Rock?
exactly what I'm having a hard time with. I heard this clip just once, and I said at the end of it, Ricky, you ever follow wrestling?
Yeah, a little bit when I was a kid.
Eugene? Remember the wrestler Eugene?
Mean Gene Eugene?
No. Eugene. He had a little bit something kind of wrong with him, a little bit not. He played a certain type of person. That's what it sounds like.
Or the guy from Goonies.
Oh, I was just Rick, I swear to God, you heard my brain, or I sent it to you, one or the other, because I literally was just going to say it. It's like freaking, what's his name from the Goonies? I was right in my mouth.
Or it could sound like the guy from the Goonies. Let's keep that. That could be a chance. That it's just the fact that we all heard it. We all seen the Goonies. We all went,
Baby Ruth.
Yeah,
Baby
exactly.
Ruth.
But we're just not saying the whole truth of it. And the truth of it is that it's if I was going to do a stereotypical voice of the guy from that movie, I guess we'll just say it like that.
It sounded like someone who was nonverbal, who uses moans and grunts to communicate.
There you go.
So I put it politically correct for everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rox.
Let's listen to it
I'm
again.
changing my evil ways. No kidding.
And think about it, Rick. Can you do me a favor, please? Get a hold of yourself and think about this in a more like professional way, like Roxanne's doing. I'll try to meet you there. Like, please.
So they can sleep easier without having to.
I heard "Eat Me" by the guy with the problem speaking.
Oh, do it again.
I'm all right.
So they can sleep easier without having to.
It could also sound like "help me."
You know what?
The problem is we all think alike.
Chunk loves Chunk.
I'm 2 EVPs in, right? And she's not here yet. And I have to tell this person that I think the first one said we're fucked. And then I have to tell her that I swear it's the guy, it's Sloth from the movie Goonies. And he's not saying like Chunk or Baby Ruth. He's saying, eat me. So am I being set up, Rick?
I feel the problem is the three of us, I think we think alike a little bit. So if one hears eat me, we're all going to hear eat me.
I don't know who that's worse for out of the group. To be honest, it's a bad. Roxanne, what did you hear that? I don't know how else to say this. That voice say?
I kind of sounded like "help me" or "help me." Like, I don't know. I think we could have some other language there, or it could just be like he's just coming straight up with that.
That's much nicer to think it that way. Yeah, maybe he's saying "help me" because I still think he's saying "eat me."
So they can sleep easier without having to.
Do it again. Play one more time.
Come on. How is he not saying that?
So they can sleep easier without having to.
I feel like we're being set up here.
I think so, yeah.
I feel like you guys know me too well to put this stuff out here and not have my normal reaction. So
listen to me. I apologize in advance if she's watching this, and I'm not making fun of what I'm hearing. It's not your fault. It's our juvenile minds.
I do have a question though. Is it in the same location? I want to know when she comes on. I'm going to ask her that. She's coming on, right?
I think these were two different locations, and then the next couple of ones are the same. So listen. Hear that at the end? That's what I'm talking about. Hear the whispering? Like, how do you listen?
That sounds like it.
Hear it at the end?
Yeah.
But I can't tell what's being said there at all. I just hear a whisper. I hear somebody trying to. If it takes energy for someone to speak from a different thing, to get in communication, to do that stuff, and energy is the biggest commodity in the paranormal universe, it would make sense if it could only get through a whisper. To me, it always makes sense more if you hear a voice and it's more in a whisper tone than a strong tone, because I would think that it takes exertion or energy to get that across. Does that make any sense at all on any level to you?
Ross, you
Roxanne?
want to handle this one?
No, I think, whatever they're using. And I think whatever the energy is in the room is you're able to kind of catch that in different like volumes or.
Right, so they're using,
I don't think someone's standing there going like screaming on the other side and then it's coming through like.
I don't know if they're screaming. Rick, let me ask you this. Why did she pause so long before she answered me? Did you think I was about to get whacked, Rick?
you might have.
Still might. What do you think about the whispering? Did you hear anything, Rick?
I heard a breathy voice. I couldn't make out what it was saying.
Maybe she was just being breathy and not saying anything.
There's definitely one word there. Let's
Oh.
Look away. That's what I'm hearing. Look away. Listen.
Oh.
Go away. I'm hearing go away.
Yeah, I heard go away too.
Oh.
Yeah. It might be go away.
Mm.
I think it was go away. And you know what? That might be the first one we got right. Go away. Because you know what? Either way, I'm going to find out from her, and I'm going to throw our answers up against what she really found. I'm pretty sure we're wrong on the first two. Well, I'm hoping we are. But I think we got number 3 down. Roxanne? Your thoughts?
Well, with the first two, if it's in the same location, then that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I'm curious.
All right. Here's 4, 5, 6.
To know if you're Sin's cousin, if you're another Bobby.
The end, I heard help me.
Man, I don't know if it's just because I've been drinking, Gary, or what, but I heard like a million words.
Me too. I heard
a
lot.
It was like, I don't know if it was even just the same voice. I don't know if there was, I thought I heard a girl. I thought I heard a guy. And when I think of men, I think of only one man, Buddy.
Buddy.
What's happening, guys?
What's up?
Oh, I just got home in time to hear you guys mutilate that last clip, and I thought I should sign in. And if you looked at the cheat sheet, Mike, it should have been go away. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I don't use the cheat sheets. Never did.
All right.
Now, Buddy, number 1 we think was we're fucked. Number 2 we thought was
eat me.
Eat me.
Oh God, I gotta bring that.
And
up.
number 3 we thought was go away. So if you're saying we were right with number 3, we might be right.
You were right with number 3. I think it was go away. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Like right away, I'm like,
oh, all right.
I
So
heard the clip.
So was the cheat sheet from your head or from the girl?
I gave you the cheat sheet that the girl sent to me, and then I posted on a messenger to you, Michael, yesterday. I think.
I did not read it.
I am not surprised.
You know what? When someone sends me something with an attachment, if the attachment,
I'm gonna grab a beer. Hold on, keep talking, Mike. I know you will.
Of course, you're gonna grab a beer. I'm gonna play the next one.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
I'm like, I'm still hearing things.
I heard Sue, which I don't know why I heard Sue, and then she said, the guy said, "You're trying to say hello to me," and what she said wasn't very nice. Rick, did you hear anything?
Play it again.
Yeah, please.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
Yeah.
Buddy, all we can think of is curse words.
Yeah, I think we're all in like curse
I don't know if
words
she
too.
set us up with curse words
I
or
think so.
what's going on tonight.
I'm looking right now to see what the.
Oh, you're looking at your own cheat sheets that you didn't open
This
up
is
like I
like
did?
one vulgar ghost.
Yeah, I'm trying. I think one of them is in the Old Fayetteville Hospital, mental hospital in Tennessee. That's where a few of these clips come from.
Now we know.
That all makes sense now.
Yeah, totally. Libby was the one they were going for on one of those. I think you guys referred to him as Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That was the nicest thing we said all night. That was the nicest thing we said all night by calling him Sloth.
I don't know what you're playing. I know I labeled these. Can you tell me what was
Sloth
the
is
name of the
number
one that you
one.
played?
Sloth is number one.
Buddy, did you confuse our cheat sheet with your schoolwork?
No. I got my schoolwork.
Okay,
on the other
good.
window. Oh my god! All
What are
right,
you
so
doing, Nessie and the Goonies? Good.
which one did you just play? I'm sorry.
One. Which one you want to know about?
That's Get Out. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what.
Here's one.
Get Out. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So they can sleep easier without having to.
Must be Libby.
Or it could be saying "lift me," is what I heard. That second
Recorded
time.
in the Lynchburg haunted home near Jack Daniel's Distillery. Ooh, I want to go there. And did not hear this one live. Only after going through the evidence. Have no idea who the spirit is or who Libby is. Maybe this is the wife. The Lynchburg haunted home was a mortuary for many years. They still have tours and investigations and are on Facebook.
So they think that
Fun facts about Libby, about that EVP.
All right. So they think they're saying Libby.
Libby.
I don't think so.
For no reason. For no reason.
Libby.
Yeah, okay.
No. So if I was
I totally get that, but I mean, I think I hear Libby, honestly.
I mean, if I'm here, if I'm hearing that type of voice come out, that's probably someone that needs some help. So, like, if you hear it, it sounds like "lift me." Like,
I thought I heard the B. I don't know. The Libby. I don't know. I think it's just somebody that's like not really cognitively functioning. You know? It's a little bit slow, maybe.
I never seen people dance around something so poorly in my life. It's obviously somebody that might wear a helmet. Now let's
that's what I'm saying.
Let's digress on that. What
Right.
I'm saying is though,
They like the taste of windows.
Libby could be anything. You're just giving me two sounds that are so simply. Rick, how
Could be
easy is
anything.
it to
Could be
say that it's? I know a kid named Jeremy Bibby.
I know
He's not
Jeremy.
Providence cop. Yeah, great
Yeah.
guy. One time went to him with a club and he gave the guy his license and he went Jeremy Bibby to the guy and the guy said back to him, "When were you born?" And he said his name again, Jeremy Bibby. Guy gave him his license, let him walk in. That's all it took. So now that name sounds just like Libby. It can't be Libby. Or is it just Libby? I think it's Eat Me. I'll be honest.
Libby. That's what she put. Everybody always hears something different. So
that's true.
Well, the other thing is too, do they take the audio, like the recording, and plug it into like some of these systems that you kind of like
I think
slow
that's
it
what
down?
she did when she was listening to, and I think that's why it's so loud, honestly. Or it might be that loud to begin with, but
I always suggest like when you automatically hear something and then all of a sudden you can't hear anything else because it's like programmed.
Yeah, right.
That's why I think it's great when you just don't tell anyone and then someone else hears it and then you just, you know what I mean? You can gather that information.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy, this is like a game show from the 70s where you come on at the end and you tell us how we were wrong the whole time playing. Like, I'm enjoying this.
Let's go to the next one, Mike. What was the next one? Because I got it right here.
What we're wrong about next.
So they can sleep.
What?
That was go away again. I'm sorry.
Come on, guys.
Listen.
You're getting funked or
No. Yes. Come on, buddy.
It's supposed to be, if that's number 3, then it's supposed to say "want to play." Although I don't hear "want to play" now, but
the new term.
that is from the old hospital where her and her co-founder Sean were meeting with the new owner, who was a skeptic at the time. He has since become more of a believer. I couldn't hear the whispers, but could make out anything. I ran it through Audacity later and heard that.
So now, have we checked this person's personal habits, what they consider like to be, I don't know, like a little bit kinky? Because want to play, buddy, is
Mike, we can ask her personally, even if she doesn't make it tonight, Mike. She will be a guest on Legit Paranormal in the coming months.
Oh, I know, and she's gonna hate me.
It's in April, but
she's gonna.
I'm not trying. Look, I'm not trying to discredit it. I'm just telling you what I hear. So it's not any fault of hers. It's more my stupidity. So let's move on to the next one, buddy. You can tell me again why it's not cursing.
Number 4. This is number 4, right?
Sure, number 4.
To know if you're Sin's cousin, if you're another Bobby.
Dude.
All right, so this one's supposed to be they call it the Indian chant.
Yeah.
I do hear something. It does sound like a chant. I wouldn't coin it Indian, but it might be this is Tennessee, where a lot of Indians once lived.
Native Americans?
I'm sorry, Native Americans. Feather, not the dot.
So this is the same thing I did. That's funny. Great distinguished buddy between the two.
I think this one's going to the old wastebasket bin as well.
Buddy, don't push us to that point where I have to get the call tomorrow from a certain Italian woman telling me to take it down. Now, please continue. Roxanne, you were saying.
It just, when you first did it at the end, like it does sound like a chant, but it also, if you listen to it, it like builds up. So that tells me it feels like, you know, they're singing to something or chanting to something. But the word before that is definitely from like a different time, like earlier time than that. Yeah. There's a couple things. If you go back and listen to it, I think they picked up on a.
To know if you're Sin's cousin, if you're another Bobby.
I keep hearing, don't tell your parents, don't tell your parents. Don't
yeah.
Tell your parents.
Ooh.
I heard like a
yeah.
I wish to God I wasn't hearing that, but that's what I'm hearing.
It's very rhythmic. Yeah. It is rhythmic. It comes from the Hales Bar Dam. Her and her member Matthew had who she claims is a ghost magnet, were asked to help with a public hunt. They were in the tunnel crossroads showing the group how they collected audio, and did sessions, and it just, as they were talking, it just kind of came through, which is, it's eerie.
That didn't sound like a very positive thing. It didn't even sound like an Indian chant, matter of fact. It sounded like...
No.
I
Rick?
think of the Burbs, like, I want to kill everyone, Satan is good, Satan is a pal.
To know if you're Sin's cousin, if you're another Bobby.
Yeah, that's definitely a chant. I can feel the vibration. From that.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I hear something worse. Moving on to number. I almost said physical, but you guys don't know what that word.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
That's the one.
I'm getting old.
And then
this is number 5. Can you play it again, Mike?
Oh, sure, buddy.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
According to this, it's two, and I can kind of hear it now. It's two sets of it says 2 words, and then he speaks, and then it says 2 sets of words. The 2 sets of words are scare him. He speaks, I'm Legion.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is kind of scary. So
yeah.
You want to play that again, Mike, please?
Yeah, because I don't know where anybody here scare him. I'm Legion, but I'll do it again. You don't want to know what I hear. So 5.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
You kind of hear I'm Legion after he says you want to just say hello.
I'm leaving.
I'm Legion. Like
I know,
Legion,
but I'm leaving.
Like, not like the Legion of Doom, but like a Legion, like
I know what the word
and all that scary shit.
I'm familiar with the word Legion, buddy, but thank you for that backup. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think they're saying Legion. Like I'm leaving. Like, Rick, what did you hear?
I thought it could be either. To be honest with you, I'd like to think it was Legion. You know.
What do you mean you like to think it was Legion? Roxanne, what did you hear?
That's it. Always so dominant.
I don't know. I feel like at the beginning, before even said anything, they said no. So they were already answering a question I think that they already knew he was going to ask. So if you go back and listen to that clip, listen to it at the beginning.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
Balls right there. You're right.
Or are you just trying to say hello?
Or are you just trying to say hello? So what was the question that preceded that Sue or no or so? Right? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think there was like an actual question. Maybe they did, because sometimes people will do EVPs like really quick and not give speaker enough time. So sometimes they are answering something prior, a little bit after. But a lot of times, because everything is telepathic, they're already hearing what you're going to say before you verbally say it. So they're already responding to it.
I didn't know that part of it. Buddy, what do you think what she's saying so far?
I could hear this, the scare 'em. It sounds quick. They don't believe that it's anything demonic. They believe the spirit just didn't want them there. And they were scare them and saying they were the Legion just to get them. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
I don't know. I think that's
I want to pick it apart a little bit more personally, but
I'm not trying to pick it apart.
Did you hear the no at the beginning? Did everybody hear the no at the beginning though?
It's either no or so or so. It's such a quick. Like I don't hear get 'em because get 'em is 2 syllables and that first word is like so or no. It's one word, 1 syllable, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it with my Southern voice. I still get 'em. That's 1 syllable. All right, never mind. Southerners can do any word in 1 syllable. So that's what I've learned. Get 'em. So, buddy, I think it's so, but no.
Buddy, where was that last one from?
That was from, I think it's a residence. It was, they think it was, it was a residence. They didn't feel like it was anything demonic in the house, but they just wanted, the spirits didn't want them there.
Gotcha.
It was a residential. They don't go into any further detail.
Buddy, can you explain what a residence is?
A house, Michael, where people live, where people reside in a residence or a residential case like this was.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to wait. Hold on. You know, you get the giggles. I don't know if you had that happens. I don't want to do that because I'll be like a schoolgirl, like you know what I mean, on recess. By the way, hopscotch. Still don't know how to fuck to play it. Sorry, can't figure it out. Girls throw stone. There's like some sort of like connection, and they just jumping on either 1 or 2 feet. Still can't figure out what the goal is.
Wow,
buddy, what's hopscotch?
Mike, if it's a single number, you jump with a single foot. If it's a double letter, you jump with a double foot. If there's a rock on the number, you don't jump on that rock, on that number, Mike. When you get to the end, you do a spin around, and you do it all over again.
Oh, thank God.
There he goes.
What the Christ was that? What do you mean you know about hopscotch? When did you learn all this?
I grew up playing hopscotch in the mean streets of Greystone, Rhode Island, Mike, in North Providence.
Oh, wow. Really? Because
Really?
we used to play the
In your
Greystone
hometown,
Posse.
Mike.
We used to play the Greystone Posse in basketball.
Right? Back
That
in
was
the
the
day.
best players in Greystone. They never won, buddy. They never won a single game. You can actually go ask them. I'll give you names after the show, but your so-called Greystone area.
Yeah.
It's Woodville. That's technically what they call my area. I didn't know that till recently. Woodville. I digress. Guys, one more. Number 6. Buddy.
6.
Ready? Get your notes.
Come with me.
I have no idea.
So it's a sentence, so it's difficult to pick up on.
She said, "Come with me," right?
Yeah.
And then?
And then
No, and then.
they pick up a grumpy little old man on the recorder. After going through it, doing a deep dive, I have a better idea than to follow you around all night. That's what the EVP is.
Come with me.
Here all night at the end.
Yeah, I hear
all
actually
night
in the
at end.
beginning. I do hear it.
But there's a big
That's a
space
hell
in
of an
between
EVP
it.
to pick up on. With
Yeah.
sentences like that.
There's a big space though of other words that are said, I think. But I definitely hear all night at the end. One more time. Roxanne, pay attention, please.
Come with me.
I hear
It
follow you
sounds like
around all
I'm
night.
with you all night. Like it sounds a little like I'm with you all night.
Check this out for one more second. What's the first word you hear the ghost say back? Let's
Come with me.
first name you just heard right there.
That out.
What name did you hear?
Carol?
Tell me you didn't hear a name. Oh no, it's a very obvious name. Listen
Come with
again.
me.
See, yeah.
Roxanne, what did you hear?
It actually sounded like my name for a second.
Exactly my point. Did that not sound like Roxanne?
Yeah, it did.
That's what I heard.
I was like, what?
Buddy, listen again. First word.
Come with me.
Yep.
Buddy, not a setup, right? This isn't a setup.
Right,
You know,
everybody has different
setup.
things. It's supposed to be, I actually have a better idea than to follow you around all night. I do pick up different words out of that. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
But wow, what a hell of an EVP, though, for sure.
Oh, without a doubt. But Rick, not to scare Roxanne again. One more time. Do not hear her name.
Come with me.
I did.
With me one more time. Listen.
Come with me.
As De Niro would say, a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. All right? No? Buddy? No?
A little bit.
All right. Roxanne, you're you know more better than we do. Did you not hear your name a little bit?
I did a little bit, yeah.
All right. Buddy, I hope this isn't like Candid Camera. You know what I mean?
Oh, the next one's a video, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if the kids remember what Candid Camera is. Video 1.
All right.
So it looks like a bag at first, but then it goes through the wall.
Yeah, and, this is where I would need her to explain what she sees, because this was taken on Halloween night of 2014 at the Old Hospital in Fayetteville, Tennessee. We were investigating downstairs in the hospital while we left the camera going on the second floor. The second floor is notorious for weird happenings. Sean, EVP co-founder, videoed this part caught while he was reviewing the footage. The orb is trying to get your attention from whatever runs across the hall from one room to another. Now I see like a quick zzz, but I don't. It seems like a ball of light that goes across the bottom, and then like an orb.
But there's also like an orb or a dust bunny or something that goes around and then goes into the door. So if you watch it again,
yeah, I see that it goes like this.
It floats
Yeah,
like a bag. It looks like a beautiful mind.
All right.
But how does it go through the wall? That's where obviously when it hits the wall, it should disappear, but it's clearly.
I do see the light in the background. Which again, I don't. Maybe the orb is pulling attention from it. I don't know. I see them both.
I don't know. Rick? What are you focused on when you look at that video?
I've just been watching the thing float in the left-hand corner. I haven't even seen the light. The light.
Do you believe that it looks like a bag?
It looks like something. I don't know if it's a bag, but
Rick,
look into the darkness. Don't look at the thing floating. Look in.
All right.
Rick, will you stop a second?
Whoa, buddy's telling you, Rick, to look into the darkness.
No. What I'm saying is, Rick.
Beyond Rick.
Rick, you can't hit me back with it looks like something. I don't know. I mean,
no, Mike, I don't think it looks like a bag.
All right, that's what I needed to hear. I feel like that you're afraid that like you're gonna get caught and arrested for something you say to me right now. Because I'm like, what did you see? I saw something. Oh, you did? You did see something? Like, what did you see? All right, didn't see no bag. You said. All right.
No bag.
Oh, the show's about to get a little longer. If you want to jump out, Sin, Shrader, Hill, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Hey,
Sin.
So, let me just explain. Here's the issue. I'm not that bright. Let's start off there. We're listening back to these things, and because we had no context because Buddy's late, so let's all blame Buddy. Secondly, when we did hear it, like I heard curse words a couple times, so I know I must be wrong because, right?
Okay, so I just joined you, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's both. You could have been here the whole time, and you got but let me explain to you. Well, let me slow down and go over it, and then you can not understand me. So here's number
Sin,
one.
I've been here though.
Thought that said get effed.
Oh, I thought it said get out, but
I'm not joking, and I'm not trying to be like a difficult person, but like that's what I heard. It's an honest reaction.
And that's totally fine because everybody might hear something different. Right? Yeah. So that's just what I heard, what I sent you guys.
to get
and
out.
that was at the old hospital. My very first EVP I ever got, it was a Class A. It was so clear to me when I heard it on the recorder, and she was not playing. Get out. It was very emphatic.
All right. In that case, then I'm more inclined to not believe my theory of get effed. But
no, you can argue
that kind of hospital, they would say something like that. That's not something they wouldn't say, right?
That's right.
I'm just
among other things. The F word has flown several times over there.
All right.
Okay.
I feel better about that because you know some of us are thinking we've got like Cinemax minds and we're trying to watch this movie. Here's number 2.
So they can sleep easier without having to.
But this is I'm gonna say it to you the best way I can. We couldn't figure out how to explain that second voice sounded. Okay, how to say that, how to publicly announce it. It didn't sound. He sounded like he was mentally challenged, somewhat. Can I say that? We're all a little mentally challenged in some way.
I mean, you just did.
Intellectually disabled.
Well, I think what I would say is that he sounded like someone who was nonverbal or had obviously an issue with verbalization. And to me, it sounds like it says, like, lift me.
I heard eat me.
I had to be all day. I had to be.
I'm so sorry, Sin. I'm being dead honest. If I didn't really believe that, I would never say that. I'm not somebody that just goes to that part of it. But that's what I thought I heard him say. And listen to it again and think about it in my way.
So they can sleep easier without having to.
On, man.
A little bit? No. Sin, a little bit.
Okay. So what's coming through my speakers? What's coming through my speakers right now, because I'm not wearing earbuds or headphones, and I've got you coming through so I can hear you. And I don't know what the F you're playing right now.
Oh.
Honestly, I can't tell myself over my speaker what you just played.
So
and it's not coming up. None of the words are coming up. So I understand exactly where you're coming from.
All right. So you can see, in other words, why somebody with a juvenile mind sound like that and make it sound in his head like it's saying, eat me. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you could get all kinds of stuff out of that because, I mean, honestly, what just came over my little speaker, my external speaker was garbled. It was completely, and it was garbage, actually.
So you're saying you have clearer versions, you think?
I'm saying when I listen to my EVPs, the ones that I sent to you, when I'm just listening from my computer itself, it's clear to me. All of it's clear to me. When it's coming through my external speaker right now, I don't know which clip you're playing.
All right. So, 1, should we listen with headphones? Wait. 2, did Buddy do a really bad job of transferring the sound, which is what I think it is? Just stay with that one. Concentrate on number 2 and just pay attention to 2. Or number 3, is it just that maybe, I don't know, I have a horrible computer. Let's go back to 2. Sin, what do you think it is?
I'm not going to put it over on him. I'm going to say
you don't have to.
Any of those.
All right. So then, what are you saying?
I just said it. It could be any of those.
There's something I can say about this. So,
go ahead, Roxanne.
What I think is happening, because even when I was listening to them, and I know because I've done, listened to my own EVPs on different things we've taken it, have gotten them, and then we upload them into the computer, into a system that's actually better at like slowing it down and really being able to hear it. So, when the clips come over and then you're using this, yes, and it's a very fast, so it is hard to kind of listen. No, we don't have like earphones in, and so there's a lot of different factors. So I think just from coming from what we're seeing right now, that's what it sounds like. But I think if we were able to take that clip or those recordings you have, and maybe we were able to listen to them where it wasn't on something like this, then maybe we'd be able to hear.
But hear me out on this. Wait a minute. I've heard other EVPs, they come out clear. My issue with this is I hear more than one voice constant. Like I'm hearing like
yes, yeah.
Like, I'm hearing that.
I have unplugged my external speaker now. Play it for me again, please, if you don't care.
Oh, I care. I care a lot. I would actually be like a Care Bear. I would wear it on my chest if I could.
Oh.
I don't know if you know if that was it. Was that it? No.
That wasn't your son's cousin. If you're another Bobby.
Where we found out that it was more of a tribal thing, and I thought they were saying something about parents.
Okay, that's the one you were playing.
Just now, I just played, yeah.
Okay.
Buddy explained it to be a tribal chant, and I just thought I heard the parents.
So you heard my voice and Matthew's voice in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then what comes after took me forever to find out what the hell it was. I didn't know what the hell it was. When I first heard it, I thought it was a military cadence.
Yeah, it definitely had like a repetitive, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the spirits that follows me is actually a cousin of mine that died right after, I guess I was maybe 4 years old. So I never really knew him. I never knew him. He died in Vietnam as a Marine. And, I thought, well, maybe Bobby's with me. But it was no military cadence I could find from any branch that said, oh, yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah, no, that sounds like this one. No, nobody knew anything that sounded like that. So my next choice was, what the hell? I don't know. I don't know. So I put it on the back burner and left it. And Mark and I were actually, Mark is the psychic medium that I call to ask anything. And he's done several investigations with me and with my team and other teams, us together. He's just a good guy and will shoot straight. So I was messaging him one night on Facebook and said, we were talking about Hell's Bar Dam. And he had actually done a seance in another part of the dam that night that Matthew and I were sitting in the tunnel crossroads where that was. And it was really weird because there was a red fog that night that would kind of sift around us. And we saw it earlier, but then nothing. When we took a break, Matthew came back in and said, Sin, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay? And he said, come here just a second. So I walked across the room and he said, turn around. The chair I'd been sitting in was engulfed in red, smoky, hazy kind of fog. It was really weird. I didn't know sitting in it, it was there. But as we watched it, it just kind of sucked away. And then we followed it around a corner and it was just gone. It was completely gone. So, that was in the back of my head. What the hell happened there? What the hell happened? So anyway, fast forward a couple of years. I still didn't know what the hell that chant was. No idea whatsoever. And so Mark and I were talking about Hell's Bar Dam, how we wanted to go back over there, try a few experiments. And I said, I still got that one EVP I just cannot figure out. And he goes, send it to me. Okay. Had never talked to him about this before. Sent him that EVP. He called me immediately and said, that's the Indians. Those were the Indians I saw. Those were the Indians I drew. Those are the ones that were there way long ago, long before that dam was there, long before white people were settled there, long before anything. They had black paint on their eyes, a little bit of red and white. And they are so excited people come to talk to them. And that's their chant. They're there when you see red fog.
That's awesome.
What? I hadn't told him about that red fog.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of red fog.
Are you not?
No, I would just think there's chemicals in said fog, and I don't think I would want to breathe in that fog. Especially when you live in the Northeast. You see red fog, it's probably just chemicals.
It's probably not good.
Roxy, what did you think of all that?
No, like I said when I listened to it, it definitely was a chant. When I listened to like the second or third time, you could hear it. I could close my eyes and see that it was a chant. The Indians that she's talking about, I've actually seen one psychically, and it actually came before me before something that spiritually that was happening that needed protection. So I don't know, I actually, it's ironic. I was going through all my notes and stuff like that from visions, and I happened to read that one today, and you bring that up. So that's, they're protectors. Like, it's not that it's war, but it's a spiritual thing of protection.
Rick?
I think it's awesome.
Ring a bell with you?
Well, the Native Americans have been here long before we have. And I think it's that the special with the red fog, that's pretty cool.
Way to bring us back to being completely correct there, Rick.
And I think it's even more ancestors than even what we know of Native Americans from history.
Yeah. And that's
what I saw was something older than what we know from our history of Indians on this land. As Buddy said earlier, no feathers. It's like further. At least the one I saw in it, as soon as you started explaining it, it's like I saw the vision all over again in my head.
Nice.
So great job.
Thank you.
So listen, I'm gonna have to actually wrap this up because we're over our time allottage. Buddy, look that one up. Get back to me.
Allottage.
And Buddy, by the way, for the showing up late, HR Tuesday morning, 11:30. Bring your whole book. All right.
Yeah, to Mike.
On the same page. All right. Sin, it would have been great to have you earlier, but it was actually a fun exercise where Roxanne pretty much guessed basically what was being said. Rick kept trying to give me one-word answers to, I don't know if he had a personal vendetta with me. I slept on his couch one night. That's probably the issue. Probably what he found on the couch. But my thing was that I'm going by what I hear. So it's like if I don't have anybody to give me, especially the setting, like not even know that it's in a hospital, to just hear these words, it's like you know what it is. I guess that's the power of your own brain. Like when you hear something, that's it. It's like you're stuck. So that's what I heard. And I can't get my head out thinking that's what I heard. No matter what someone tells me, I'm like, oh, that's what I heard. But it's like, I know I can't be right. Does that make sense to anybody but Buddy?
No, absolutely. It's like the black dress or white dress. Remember that crap that was on the...
Yeah, I do. That was awful.
Same crap. It's the same stuff.
Like those old pictures, you have to squint and then you see a spaceship. And it's like, I went blind for 15 minutes to see a spaceship. I'll pass next time. Rick, you've seen those stupid pictures, right?
Yeah. And
posters.
What about, the butterfly pictures where it was the ink blots and you had to pick out what the old psychology tests?
All right. Now I'm with you. All right. That is freaky. Roxanne, what do you think of all this?
I think it's all great.
That was a good answer. Buddy, thoughts?
It's just another example of seeing somebody else who's doing this like myself, like Rick, like Roxanne, somewhere else in the country, what they're coming up with, their methods, their madness, what their experiences are. It's just a testament to the field and the people who do it. So thank you, Sin, for joining us.
You know what?
Amazing stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's what else is going to be a big thing, and this is why I love doing this show. There is without a doubt a language gap in different areas of the country, right?
You think?
Here in the Northeast, yeah, we mangle words. Like, that's our job. You know what I mean? You give us a word and we will mispronounce it. I guarantee you that. Like, that's what we're good at.
Well, so we give it 4 extra syllables, so it's all good.
No, actually, I disagree. You guys can actually say stuff down south in 1 syllable that we can say in 2. Like Cheryl. The girl's name's Cheryl. Cheryl. That's 1 syllable, you guys. To us, it's Cheryl. Right? Cheryl. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to do a fake Southern accent, even though I am. What I'm saying is that's what it sounds like. Hey, potato, all vegetables. Rick, what would you like to say to wrap stuff up?
Sin, thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
Would love to have you back again sometime when we can spend a little bit more time and getting your end on some of these stories and clips. That would be great. And had a blast with you guys again.
All right. We are going to have Sin back on a Sunday night's Legit Paranormal. Roxanne, what would you like to say to wrap up and or talk about?
No, I thought, like, any work that anybody is willing to do and go out there and try to get it, you got to give them kudos for that. This is a field that's you have to continue just working with and work off your peers, and you discover and learn as you go, and you never become an expert, right? You're always learning. So I think that's fantastic, and I think it's great when people can be open-minded to hear what other people are hearing, even though it goes against maybe what they're hearing. But I think that's what makes the field really interesting, is when we can be open and work off each other. So it sounds like you're a player that does that, and I think that's fantastic. So it's great.
Yeah, you almost gave up my angle right there. My angle of, I would love to see how someone reacts when I tell them that it's like, get effed.
Like shit.
Because you know what? Some people will go, oh, screw this guy. He doesn't know what he's hearing. But the problem might be that maybe that is what I'm hearing, and I need to be explained to my dumb brain, and then I'll come around.
No, because everybody can hear something different. It's true. You can see something different. You can hear something different. And spirits, when they appear, might appear different to, if two people are there and both see that same spirit, it might appear different to one person and be in a different form to the second person standing right there by them. Mm-hmm. So it's individual. Everything's individual.
Okay. So, buddy, that basically means, like, to you, it's PG-13 and I have NC-17. Rating.
Right, Mike. Right.
Do you even remember that rating, which was a deal for a while? Remember that? It was above R, but it wasn't. You remember NC-17 at all?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Buddy, what do you want to say to wrap it up?
Sin, thanks for coming on. If you didn't get enough of Sin, or myself for that matter, Sin will be back on joining us on Legit Paranormal on April the 16th. Maybe at that point we can show our remaining stuff that we have. There's a nice creeper video that we have. And a still shot to go along with it, so that will be fun. We can talk paranormal investigations down there in Tennessee, or up here in Rhode Island, or everywhere in between. If you're not doing anything Sunday this week evening live at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time, we welcome. She's a shaman. He's a paranormal investigator. He's a medium. Todd Wilcox will be joining us, and we're going to be talking everything from Native Americans, Indians with the feather, not the dot, and paranormal investigating and everything in between. So join us. And, of course, I'm going to have a great beer. So join us live Sunday at 7:05.
Cinnamon, would you like to add anything before we sign off?
I really appreciate you guys letting me come on. So I hope to talk to you again.
I
appreciate it. Mike, did you call her Cinnamon?
No, Sin.
And I was going like that.
I'll explain that off here. I'll explain that off here.
What is that?
That's my stage name.
Is that your stage name? He was like,
I love it.
So
maybe it should be. I don't know.
Yeah, next time you come on, we have to put it underneath your name. You know, when you can put the little things, but Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah. I'm good.
Bewitched of Scituate, Block Island, Ghost Tours, Ocean State Paranormal. I'll plug for you guys since you didn't plug for yourself. Now, so for Roxanne Jasparro, for Block Island, Rick Lysick, for Buddy Money, there for Sin Shrader Hill, it is me, Mike Lepre King, Mike Elders was Legit Paranormal Clips, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Tomorrow night at 9:05, Daniel Benoit and the Bigfoot Experience. It's not called that, but that's not what I'm calling it now. Thank you so much.